Beneath Banff National Park's serene beauty and towering peaks, a series of enigmas shroud the wilderness in mystery. Here, amidst the vast landscapes and echoing silence, lie tales of the unexplained. Individuals who stepped into the embrace of nature only to vanish without a trace. These stories, woven into the fabric of the park's majestic scenery, invite us into a world where the line between reality and mystery blurs, challenging the limits of our understanding. Explore the shadows of Banff, a place where nature's wonder meets the inexplicable. In the heart of spring 2017, Banff National Park was as breathtaking as always, with towering mountains and endless forests that seemed to hold countless secrets. Among these secrets was soon to be the mysterious disappearance of William Linsky, a 21-year-old student from Whistler, British Columbia, BC, who vanished without a trace. William, or Willie as his friends and family fondly called him, was a bright young man with a passion for computer programming. Studying at BCIT in Vancouver, he was nearing the completion of his course with dreams and aspirations for the future. Life was routine in the Linsky household until one April when everything changed. On the evening of April 12th, Willie boarded a Greyhound bus to Edmonton, a journey captured by the unblinking eye of a CCTV camera. This footage would be his last confirmed sighting, starting a chain of events that led to more questions than answers. The following day, Willie checked into the Century Casino Hotel in Edmonton. It was a move that puzzled everyone who knew him, as he had no known connections in Alberta. Then on April 14th, a ping from his cell phone in Calgary offered a fleeting hope, quickly dashed when it became the last activity recorded from him. Back in Whistler, his family was engulfed in worry. His brother was the first to notice Willie had yet to come home. The silence from his phone and the sudden halt of activity on his social media and bank accounts deepened the mystery. The Vancouver police, upon tracing the cell phone ping to Calgary, prematurely closed their investigation, leaving the Linsky family in despair. Months passed with no word from or about Willie until a surprising discovery in Banff ignited hope. His ID was found hidden within the cushions of a couch in Cascade Plaza Mall. This seemingly insignificant clue was monumental for Willie's mother, Heather. It was a tangible piece of her son, found miles from where he was last seen. Driven by a mother's undying hope, Heather traveled from Whistler to Banff. Her mission was clear: to find any trace of her son. With its similarities to Whistler, Banff felt like a place Willie could be drawn to. Heather's days were spent talking to locals, putting up posters and retracing the steps that her son might have taken. Each poster she placed was a call for help, a mother's plea to the world to bring her boy back. The streets of Banff, usually a haven for tourists seeking adventure, became the backdrop for a story of love, hope, and the anguish of the unknown. As the search for William Linsky stretched, the absence of concrete evidence or sightings since discovering his ID in Banff deepened the mystery. Was Willie's disappearance a deliberate act of starting anew, or was something more sinister at play? The lack of clear answers painted a picture that was as baffling as it was distressing. One prevailing theory suggested that Willie might have been experiencing the onset of schizophrenia. Given his age, it was a plausible explanation, yet those who knew him best couldn't recall any signs of such struggles. The sudden nature of his departure, leaving behind all forms of contact and financial activity, didn't fit the pattern of someone grappling with such internal turmoil. Or perhaps it did in ways not yet understood, adding layers to the mystery. Another speculation was that Willie had ventured into the unknown to meet someone he had connected with online. In the digital age, where relationships and identities can be as fluid as the rivers that carve through the landscapes of Banff and Whistler, could Willie have sought an escape or an adventure with a stranger? All of these elements wove a complex tapestry of questions without answers. As Heather walked the streets, her heart oscillated between hope and despair. Each new face brought a momentary leap of the heart, wondering if they might have seen Willie. Each night brought a heavy blanket of uncertainty, the pain of not knowing where her son was or if he was safe. In the end, the story of Willie is a mosaic of possibilities, a narrative unfinished, waiting for the missing piece that might one day emerge from the shadows to illuminate the truth. In the shadowed embrace of Banff National Park, where the mountains stand as timeless guardians over secrets untold, a chilling mystery unfolded in the spring of 2019. 3 climbers, Jess Roskilly from America and Austrians David Lama and Hans-Jörg Auer, embarked on a journey that would etch their names into the lore of the mountains, not for their triumphs, but for their sudden disappearance. These were no ordinary climbers. They were among the elite individuals who had conquered peaks that most could only dream of. Their quest was Howse Peak, a formidable challenge even for the most seasoned alpinists. The trio, bound by a shared passion for climbing, aimed to tackle the east face of Howse Peak, a route that promised glory but was fraught with peril. As they set out, the park was alive with the sounds of nature, oblivious to human endeavor. Back home, their families waited, familiar with the mixture of pride and worry that came with loving an adventurer. The climber's journey into the heart of the mountains was a leap into the unknown, driven by an insatiable urge to confront the raw power of the wild. A silence fell over the expected communications the day after they were last seen. Concern grew into alarm, and soon a search was underway. Parks Canada's response was swift, but they found it disheartening. A tableau of devastation wrought by an avalanche, with signs of the climber's passage abruptly ending in a maelstrom of snow and ice. The news of the avalanche hit the families like a physical blow. The waiting, filled with desperate hope for any sign of survival, was agonizing. Each day, without a word, was descending into uncertainty and despair. The climbers, who had always returned from the embrace of the mountains, now seemed to have been claimed by them. Speculation abounded in the absence of concrete answers. Some whispered of the mountain's curse, an ancient force wary of human intrusion. Others pondered the climber's fate, wondering if a sudden shift in weather or an underestimated risk had led to the tragedy. The possibility that they had ventured off the known path, seeking to make their mark with a new route, added layers to the mystery. The families grappled with the unknown, each theory a double-edged sword offering solace and torment. The climber's prowess was undeniable, leading some to believe that if anyone could survive the capricious wrath of the mountains, it was them. Yet as days turned into weeks, hope dimmed, overshadowed by the looming specter of loss. In the hearts of those who knew them, the climbers were remembered for their ambition and the life they breathed into their passion. Jess, with his vibrant spirit, David, the prodigy who danced on the edges of possibility, and Hans-Jörg, whose quiet determination spoke volumes. Their absence left a void, a silence where once there were stories of adventure and laughter. In the end, the mystery of what happened to Jess Roskilly, David Lama, and Hans-Jörg Auer in the avalanche at Banff remains a haunting reminder of the mountain's sovereignty over human endeavors. Their story, woven into the fabric of the park's history, is a testament to the allure and danger of the world's high places. For their families, the absence of definitive answers does little to quell the ache of loss. Yet in the heart of every climber who follows in their footsteps, the trio's spirit endures, a beacon guiding those who continue to seek the thrill of the ascent amidst the beauty and terror of the mountains. In the vast wilderness of Banff National Park, a tale unfolds beneath the towering presence of Mount Rundle, a story that whispers through the pines and echoes off the rocky faces of the Canadian Rockies. It begins with Ralph Greenaway, a man whose life was a canvas painted with the bold strokes of adventure and the finer details of a passion for flight. Ralph, at the age of 40, had carved a niche for himself in the world of extreme sports. A seasoned base jumper with 20 years of leaps into the void, his life was a testament to pursuing that exhilarating moment between jump and landing. Beyond the thrill, Ralph was an avid outdoorsman, a mountaineer who had felt the call of the peaks early, and an Ironman whose physical prowess was matched only by his determination. His ambition in the skies paralleled his love for the mountains. Working towards a career as a helicopter pilot, Ralph sought to marry his passion for flight with a life above the ground. Friends would often label him crazy for the life he chose to lead, but those who truly knew him understood the depth of his calculations, the careful consideration behind each jump, and the profound joy he found in the air. Jessica Taylor, a friend and climbing partner, knew the man behind the jumps. Together, they had shared countless adventures, tied together not just by ropes, but by a shared understanding of what it meant to push the limits. Ralph did not shy away from risk. Instead, he met it with open arms, acknowledging the dangers while embracing the beauty of the challenge. August 31, 2014, marked the beginning of a mystery that would capture the imaginations and hearts of the Banff community and beyond. Ralph had hinted at plans for a jump from Mount Rundle, a feat of physical skill and mental fortitude. That evening, as twilight brushed the tips of the Rockies, Ralph's vehicle was found at the trailhead, a silent sentinel to his intentions. His winged suit and parachute were missing, the tools of his trade and the precursors of his latest quest. Mount Rundle stood imposing against the skyline, its east face a siren call to those like Ralph, who sought to dance with the sky. With its rugged terrain and unpredictable weather, the mountain was a formidable opponent, offering both the allure of the climb and the peril of the descent. The days following Ralph's last known plans unfolded with a growing sense of unease. Search and rescue teams scoured the probable terrains, hampered by the onset of unseasonal snowfall that blanketed any trace of Ralph's passage. The park, usually a place of awe-inspiring beauty, became the backdrop for a search that grew more desperate with each passing hour. The absence of a precise flight plan, Ralph's choice of dark attire, and the lack of an emergency locator beacon compounded the difficulties of the search. The silence from his cell phone, which might have offered a clue to his whereabouts, remained unbroken, adding to the mystery. As the search continued, theories abounded. Some whispered of an ultimate flight, a jump that had merged man with a mountain in a way that left no trace. Others pondered the possibility of a misstep, a moment's miscalculation that had led to an untimely end. But amidst the speculation, one thing remained clear. Ralph Greenaway, a man whose life was a symphony of calculated risks and breathtaking leaps, had vanished into the heart of Banff, leaving behind questions that echoed like the call of the wild. In Banff National Park, where the mountains stand guard over secrets old and new, the story of Ralph Greenaway is whispered on the wind, a tale of adventure, mystery, and the eternal quest for flight. In the heart of the Canadian Rockies, amidst the sprawling wilderness of Banff National Park, a tale of bravery, passion, and mystery unfolds. It's the story of Sergeant Mark Celeste, a 44-year-old search and rescue technician from 435 Transport and Rescue Squadron, based at 17 Wing, Winnipeg, whose life was a testament to service, adventure, and an undying love for the mountains. On a crisp February morning in 2015, Mark set out with his team for a routine mountain training exercise on the icy expanse of Polar Circus, a well-known frozen waterfall ice climb on the park's northern end. Known to his peers as a seasoned climber and a man of exceptional skill, Mark was the embodiment of dedication. This figure had served his country with honor, from Africa to Croatia, and found solace and thrill in embracing nature. But as the daylight waned on that fateful Thursday afternoon, an unexpected avalanche swept through the Polar Circus route. A monstrous cascade of snow and ice caught Mark in its path. The incident, occurring around 6 p.m., plunged the team into chaos and fear, marking the beginning of a search that would grip the hearts of many nationwide. Liz Quinn, Mark's mother, stood hundreds of miles away in Moncton, New Brunswick, her heart heavy with a mother's intuition that something was amiss. Her words, filled with hope and dread, echoed the sentiments of a family bracing for the worst. Mark's passion for the mountains was unparalleled. He was a man who found his calling among the peaks and valleys, dedicating his career to rescuing those in peril. His training and experience, coupled with a bravery medal from the Governor General, painted a picture of a hero. Yet even heroes find themselves at the mercy of nature's unpredictable fury. As the search turned into a recovery operation, the conditions on Polar Circus proved formidable. Avalanche hazards, deteriorating weather, and the cloak of nightfall hampered the initial rescue efforts. After an extensive search through the avalanche debris, Mark's climbing partner found no sign of him, descending alone with a heart weighed down by uncertainty and sorrow. The community rallied, with visitor safety specialists from Banff, Yoho, Kootenay, and Jasper involved in the search, and the Parks Canada warden dog handler. Explosive control work was conducted to create a safer environment for the ground search team, a testament to the relentless efforts to find Mark. Yet as days passed, the situation grew bleaker, with no visible signs of the climber and conditions too dangerous for a ground search. Mark's story is a poignant reminder of the risks faced by those who dare to confront the wild, a narrative that intertwines the beauty of the mountains with the dangerous nature of their call. His passion for flight, his career as a helicopter pilot in the making, and his love for adventure defined a life lived on the edge, a life dedicated to pushing the limits of human endurance and spirit. As theories about his disappearance circulated, from the possibility of a freak accident to the harsh judgment of nature, the mystery of what truly happened to Mark Celeste on that icy slope remains. Did he fall victim to an unseen hazard, or did the mountain claim one of its most ardent admirers in a moment of fury? The story of Sergeant Mark Celeste is a tapestry of courage, mystery, and the unfathomable depths of a mother's love. It's a narrative that resonates with the echoes of his laughter, the memories of his bravery, and the silent, snow-covered expanse of Polar Circus, where the spirit of a man who lived and breathed for the mountains continues to soar. In the shadowed whispers of Banff National Park, where the North Saskatchewan River winds like a serpent through the dense, untamed wilderness, the mysterious disappearance of Gagandeep Singh Khalsa in 2020 remains a chilling enigma. A 23-year-old man whose life was a vibrant tapestry woven with aspirations, community service, and a profound love for the natural world. Gagandeep, who had journeyed from India to Canada 4 years prior, embodies youthful ambition and dedication. In Calgary, he became an indispensable part of the Sikh community, known for his selflessness and generosity. His days were split between working as an office assistant at a medical office, fervently studying after graduating from Bow Valley College, and immersing himself in volunteer work. Gagandeep was not just building a life, he was crafting a legacy of kindness and hard work, while awaiting his permanent residency papers to solidify his place in his dream country. But Gagandeep's story took an unforeseen turn one fateful Saturday evening during a hike along the Glacier Lake Trail. With 2 friends by his side and the serene backdrop of a pedestrian bridge over the North Saskatchewan River, he paused to capture the moment with his camera. The swift and unforgiving river played the unsuspecting stage to a tragic misstep. Gagandeep slipped into the cold, fast-moving waters, leaving his friends in a frantic dash downstream in a futile attempt to keep track of him. The shock and disbelief that rippled through the Calgary Sikh community were palpable. Gagandeep, the vibrant young man with so much to live for, was presumed to have drowned. The Sikh community, reeling from the shock, rallied around Gagandeep's family, offering support and prayers for a son swept away in the prime of his life. His mother, oceans away, grappled with the devastating possibility that her only son, who had embraced Canada as his dream country, might never return. Gagandeep, who had recently celebrated his engagement and stood on the cusp of a bright future, was now the subject of a tale that whispered of loss and the unfathomable secrets of the North Saskatchewan River. Search efforts commenced urgently as emergency crews responded with helicopters and ground teams, combing the area until darkness fell. The search resumed at dawn with added resources, including jet boats and the Canadian Canine Search Corps. Yet the river, with its hidden depths and swift currents, offered no clues to Gagandeep's whereabouts. As the search operations faced logistical challenges and the natural perils of the remote area, those who knew Gagandeep clung to hope while grappling with the reality of the situation. The swift-moving water, an often underestimated hazard, had claimed the life of a beloved community member, volunteer, and friend. The search efforts were eventually scaled down, but the resolve to find Gagandeep remained, with plans to continue monitoring the river, hoping that time would bring closure to his family and friends. As word of his disappearance spread, theories began to swirl like the mist that often clings to the peaks of Banff. Some whispered of a sinister undercurrent in the seemingly serene park, suggesting that Gagandeep's fall was no accident. Rumors surfaced of suspects, shadowy figures whose motives lay hidden beneath layers of mystery, prompting investigations that seemed to lead further into darkness rather than light. Gagandeep's disappearance in the majestic setting of Banff National Park is a poignant reminder of the unpredictable nature of life and the fragile thread that connects us. His story, marked by dreams, love for the outdoors, and an abrupt end, haunts those who knew him and the community he served. It is a tale that leaves us with more questions than answers, a life cut short in the pursuit of adventure, leaving behind a legacy of service and the mystery of what truly happened on that tragic day by the river.